And first at 11, new details about the deadly kidnapping of Lake City natives in Mexico. We have now learned that a fifth person in the group never crossed the border, and she was the person who called police. And as News 13's Manny Martinez reports tonight, new at 11, the family of one of the two who was killed is calling for justice.
Now almost 1 week since 4 Lake City natives were kidnapped in Mexico by cartel members, we're learning new details about the trip's timeline. The fifth person in the group, Cheryl Orange, didn't cross the border because she didn't have an ID, but she told the Associated Press Eric Williams, Shaid Woodard, and Zindell Brown they were all supposed to return to Brownsville, Texas within 15 minutes of dropping off Latavia McGee in Mexico last Friday for what Orange says was a cosmetic procedure. She called police when the group didn't return the next day. McGee and Williams survived the ambush. Mexican authorities found Brown and Woodard dead in a wooden shack.
It should bring some type of awareness to this country in reference to what's going on in Mexico.
National civil rights activist John C. Barnett is now working with the Woodard family, calling for swift action from Mexican and American authorities. In a letter, someone claiming to be with the Gulf cartel allegedly responsible for the abductions has condemned the violence and purportedly turned over its own members who were involved to authorities. Barnett says the letter should be marked "Return to Sender."
We do know that innocent blood cries from the grave, and hopefully we'll be able to scream loud enough that not only President Joe Biden's office will hear us here from Lake City, that we'll scream loud enough that Mexico will hear us, and they understand that that letter is worthless.
Woodard's body is now back in the U.S. and on its way to Lake City. Today would have been his 34th birthday. Maya Godwin was at last night's vigil for the two victims in Scranton and was childhood friends with Zindell Brown.
I didn't want to believe that something this tragic could happen to somebody from the community, let alone somebody that I know.
So far, one person has been arrested in the kidnapping and killing. Mexico's president says it may have been a deadly case of mistaken identity. Barnett says he's ready to fight for justice.
Part of it, too, is you're going up against a cartel.
I've been up against worse. They may escape man's law, but they can't escape God's law.
Barnett tentatively plans to hold a justice rally in Lake City Saturday at noon, adding he expects Woodard's body to be returned early next week. Orange told the AP McGee's been released from a Texas hospital, while Williams is receiving treatment for gunshot wounds to the leg. In the newsroom, Manny Martinez, News 13.